Excellent, excellent. So we are live, and I already see three people have already joined us on the U-turn show. So thank you, everyone that have just joined. If you are new to the U-turn platform, I want to welcome you on behalf of the U-turn team to for joining our platform, and to also let you know that the U-turn is an empowerment platform with the sole mission of empowering our communities, youth and women in particular, with information and resources that they can use to better advance themselves. We also amplify the incredible work that our community members, people like Engineer Thon Malek, who is with us today, we amplify the work that they do in community to bring change to our people. So today, our objective is to really amplify the work that Thon is doing, and to give you information and resources that you can learn on this special topic of success. I know each and every one of us want to be successful, and so the topic that our special guest Thon is going to talk about today is the success blueprint. What do you need to succeed? So I don't want to take the shine away. I will welcome engineer to introduce himself, to introduce the work that he's doing, and to let you know why that work is really of importance to the success that each and every one of us is envisioning. So, engineer, I want to give this opportunity to let your people know be on the U10 platform, how your work has been, and why it is an important thing to include this as a narrative that our young people and women, our communities, to emulate. So yin by yin platform baralwell, and then we have our co-moderators, Dorcas Adich, Kujaya, Kurijuaj, they will be asking questions. And if you have your question also, in the audience, please share and I will be able to forward to you. Share the message and let's dive into the conversation. Engineer, take it away.
All right, thank you, Uncle Philip, and your team. Thank you for this opportunity that you have given me. I'm really very excited that I've had an opportunity to be part of this well blended experience in terms of what UTAN has to offer. I'm really very excited, and that is what I always love to see. That many other young people or any other person who is change oriented should also be in partnership with so many, so that we scale the impact each of us is in position to do, or he or she has already done. So my name is Thon Malek Garang. I'm an engineer. Currently, I'm a lecturer at Upper Nile University, the head of department there, where I focus on teaching computer science. I direct the department. I also do the adjunct services at University of Juba. I am currently a PhD student at University of South Africa, where I've done more things in the area where I focus on medicinal plants, because my PhD now I'm focusing on identifying these medicinal components, or how we can leverage the use of AI to ease access to medicinal plant information. So I'm focusing on lung, and then thou, then roar, then teeth. So that is where my PhD research is, and I'm really optimistic that by 2027, I would have completed it, and there should be access to medicinal plants, just as currently there's a lot of gambling that takes place, because we know very well that team much of this ancestral wisdom is being lost. So my work is to use technology to bridge that gap, so that we have a generational information that is being preserved by technology. And we should also be having right dosages, just like many people say, Ankor wale kene yen ke hepatitis and all that. So if we have an AI enabling this environment, it will really be very good. I also go into the private sector. I founded the Community Computing Academy. It's an institution registered by the government. We offer diploma program in computing environment. So that is basically the ones which I do around this area. There are a lot more in the area of engaging with colleagues in conferences, doing a number of publications in the area of artificial intelligence and software engineering and more. And on YouTube and Facebook, some of you might have seen me. I came out with power of constructive ideas. If there is someone who is really possessed by this thing called idea of succeeding, really it is me. I learn every day. I learn new things. I remove things which are not useful because I believe that God has given me something that I can impact the world, and everyone has the potential to impact the world before each of us exits the world. So that is a little more about me, and we shall be sharing more. And thanks goes again to those who have had an opportunity to come and share and give me an opportunity to also share to you and ask questions. Some of these questions are not necessarily from your part, but they're also shaping some of us in how we can really blend this wisdom with what we share from other sources of mentors and books so that we leverage the opportunity God has given us to deliver to society.
Wow, 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 wow. What a wonderful introduction. And thank you so much for all that you are doing to our community and for preserving indigenous knowledge. I was just completing an Pan Africa hackathon in health, and one of the ventures was, was struggling to get information on indigenous herbal medicine. There's no data, and one of the
Mhm.
professor from Moy University is was just sharing his reflection about how his grandmother used to identify, she could diagnose a child if they have like a stomach problem and goes to the forest, bring the medicine, mix it and match, and the baby get well. But she died with that wealth of knowledge. If there is a way we can leverage technology and
Mhm.
AI to bring that knowledge back and empower young people with that wisdom that is about to get lost, that is really a big deal. So thank you for that milestone. That PhD need to come out very fast. But you
Yes, ma'am.
actually lead us to the very important topic of today about success, about the topic of today, the blueprint. So you are passionate about success. Could you please tell our audiences who are here listening now, 34 of them, what do you mean about success? What does success mean to you personally? And how has that definition changed over time from your own, perspective? Many of us are struggling to define it. So we just want to hear from you just to ground us, and then we'll get into the question with knowledge of what it means in this context. So kindly let us know what that means.
All right, thank you so much. A lot more has changed over the period of time. Initially, when I was growing up, I knew that somebody who was successful, era no weuke, era no riande, even to the point that even somebody who ran a any child or something like that, they call is successful as early as young age. Rani a museum to world in any vaccination quite uniform ran go chair. I knew that person was successful. Then I graduated from that level and I see that as long as you know well, Queen on some level of education, Queen on the board, whatever yang in that was so much elevated, they can in successful. So and allowed to cool it, after chan to cool tool can be as successful, and my success is measured by the amount of money to earn. Yes. So that is in KK token earn over some time. And after a while, I realized that that was very wrong. That was very, very wrong. That was very wrong because I came to realize that success is when you maximize your potential. It is your potential that will attract whatever you have. That is where I am now because you cannot take fish to the forest where there's no water and then you measure success there. It's not possible. You measure success in terms of somebody's environment and the potential that God has actually given you. Once you maximize that, that's what I call success. Because if we go ahead with the definition in terms of money and cars and all that, then it comes to the point that success can be scammed, isn't it? Yes, because car, I can just get it. I can just whatever I can scam it. But success is something that really, by the time you achieve it, you have gone through procedure. You have really even the community justifies that you deserve that because this word deserve comes from the Latin word from this that for out of service. Deserve means that whatever you get is out of the service you have rendered. And that is why Some people might have a lot of resources, but they are not happy with what they have. Why? For some reasons, it is not out of what they deserve. They even feel insecure because what they have, it is not from the principles of success. They have not gone through all that. So I came to know that success is when you simply identify what you are good at and maximize that potential. Whether it is money or it is fame, gifts or awards, they will just come as a result of, they will be attracted to you because you have served, meaning that you deserve the output, the results of what you have done. So that is where I am now. I've moved away from in terms of money and all that, because you can really see someone with a lot of money and he's not happy. He has a lot of resources, he's not happy. Why? Because there is something that tells you in you that no, you don't deserve this. But if it is something that you deserve, you know, your spirit, your inner voices are telling you, really, you have really, you sweat for this, you work for this, you sacrifice, learn for this. So your inner voices are trying to congratulate you for what you have done, and that is what I would call success. And success is not is not a destination. It is an achievement. It is just a percentage of the, what we see at the end is simply a recognition of success. For instance, if someone says you have graduated with a degree, someone has built a house, that is not success. Success includes some of the steps you took those many years ago and the discipline that you have embraced every day. And then that is what, so what people always see as simply, as I would just say, is a recognition of success. And that's why some people at some point, those who have not been seen having something tangible, they are considered to have not been successful. And that is not right. Because what people see is simply for my potential and put some level of discipline and system to achieve what I'm meant to achieve. That is what I would precisely call success.
Wow, 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 wow. Many people are agreeing. Can you call? And you're calling young Peter, Upper Job, and many people that I cannot count. Okay, my part. Thank you so much. Your definition is very profound. Personally, I was also like you. I'm still learning now to distill what success really means. So thank you for actually making it work in my mind. In the past, of course, around okay, I wanted to be like that person.
Yeah, sure, sure, sure.
Run number one way school when I can one way and
Right,
success
right,
at the time is our be in just successful. But
right,
the
right.
way you define it now, I'm thinking about what is all this one. So you the question inspired. And my next question before Vana Yen Kuri George Kujador has been question cannot see. There are also two questions in the chat that I'll see in the comment section that I will ask later. Is that based on the definition, Jagam, if you look at our community right now, either online or in real life, this social media has, enabled this social comparison. You see, young people are depressed. Now, I think a flip, blue travel Ben Nairobi and is hosting a big event. You feel like you are not succeeding. Like someone at my level or my colleague, I think that, oh my God, she's going places and I am not going. So there is this comparison, this feeling of depression and wickedness and jealousy because of social comparison. Based on your definition of success, how would you advise us, worker, when who are still seeing success from pictures? How in pictures could nothing edit you the jury when I can the jury I feel you're successful. Nothing edit it nine of when make up the talk when we are bright and I can't think I can get successful. So how do you help us now what your need?
Okay, that is very true. That what happens. You know, there are a number of philosophies which people implement without knowing. You know that this one of the philosophy which is just competition. The resources are very limited. That simply we need to. I need whatever chira andeyo. Ekachinda jedong tongen. That when people implement that unknowingly, you know, the mindset that things are very few, resources are very few, and all that. Na chira antiti unto yi ka chike unu community ki jayi ukoi ko ka dong we. Na chila kule degree ko naturally I avoid that mindset. You know, chicken nong tung chi ja je walu compete a very dangerous mindset. But the right one is that now you rang a kite. A chiran a bear a be space le ben ngala nyala la jora leo. Hi dear ne man. Na chak bear ba bear no inchil ba bear ba ko janam. That is not there. So each of us are know a potential to achieve the core below. You know, now Lord okay, Kalula Kur, king of the jungle, isn't it? Kuna Lord Nyalaka lawyer, Nana Dega Kachiji ego, a cock very important. Yada. I think cool chena cool, Jaja Angula, and Ambula, Louis compete one light to it. Is it? It's not possible. Kur can thrive environment then. Achira could do can jor a live. Rana could do any chin ali yeni baloy jor a live. Ela ba choi nyuenam kujala looking into yengude chi ko ko loy achira an kidun chinale yeni jo so ran nang that competition kana acha kan liu achin competition loy achin competition loy because ba ka chinale yeni maximize e yeni kidun which you are good at kilon do ten just make use of it, set the right environment, bring the right people next to you, get the right knowledge to enable you to go where you are going. You know, now long and ego is a consultation la loy tonkur that how much training should I do na la yom le benmia. No, I need how to learn in that environment who is happy with what he's doing. And that is why when I chaka come women case, mosquito, they don't complain. Deer doesn't complain about the size. Nana de continually kwa no, and ye that whatever all that happens, ye gloy cockroach, ye gloy lang, kinye dear, and ye any meeting. That is it. Isn't it? So dear is support by any core because the issue actually size of the tool. Okay, it's the skill to direct the tool. That is the main thing. So Achiran is supposed we are looking into that, and it has happened in the community. Then Achiran is degree bebe then kalola ko balong tia ken bebe ko ka ken bebe because that mindset none other compete. Who can aliu? Even koi ranga jalapino kene ke dem chin ali yene beloy. Abela thiokan yen achi werand. Achiran chikana successful to the point ben kitchen ali yera and loy below aliu. Alabu kuna blaya professor ati kwek den woni kale achieve pay. Kulara anu kulela lagulo agriculture kulara anu lagulo counseling kulara anu lagulo humanitarian services. Ikudu nani chin ali yene loy. Now ego, just fly as high as possible. That is not possible. Is it? That is not possible. Yes. Now he as intelligent as snake, just embrace that environment to be that intelligent. And not like kur. But at the end, because leadership does not only need speed. There are more things involved than speed. Is it? So actually they need to do all that comparison in terms of papers, in terms of in terms of and all that. Comparison, one thing. This is where I'm supposed to be. So something that tells you that I should go there. But what I compare with yourself, 2025, man, Ben, I am not supposed to be here. As far as God, the ability God has given me, no, I've not done my best. Compare yourself with how you are and how you should be. That is the comparison. The support, bro. What you can achieve until become loy. Now, loy in summary, koi competition loy. Now, who you are, you don't know your identity. Now, your purpose, your potential. But who you are, you can be anything. If you are anything, you can be even somebody's methodology because most of the people who are used by people are those who don't know who they are. And you don't know your environment does not require you. That is where you are supposed to be, isn't it? Yes. So achiran Ran ben anong chin ale yenen, and that's why Dr. Miles Munro says the richest place in the world is cemetery, because ko jaga tiok ken ki support bi ya loy kwa ken ke loy. Ache dung bi ko pir lo loy tiena ele na idea je garpin ko no methodology je wan. So meaning that achira an opportunity that ande jor e can allow that philosophy e ko ju chalu fail yero lo chi nong tung togen wo jagu ter allo ro chi no one master ja to hila ko no PhD to hila ko al ka ka liu traveling how many visas to in the world. Yes, so you can travel as many times as possible. Key any wrong thing. Eh, by all well, good well, and bala lui travel. When your potential actually in the traveling, your potential might be in the lab. Yes, there is a lot more to do in the lab. But diagnostic and all that back anchor visa they actually good every now and then you are in the wrong place. Yes. So your potential a little bit in agriculture that really God has given you, that this world can really depend, a portion of this world can depend on you. Kulolwele no, lawyer, lawyer. You see, a frustrated lawyer because you are an agriculturally wearing this attire of a lawyer. That is a confusion, that is complication. So all of us, achira antikere ngajor. And that is why even all along, whenever an opportunity has come, don't colleagues and talk work at AINK, can eben. Ye master the bank scholarship again, can even where I'm studying now, I am colleague because you're material.
Yeah, thank you, Engineer Thon Malek. Ne insight kun chake kedak sino Thon Malek eran jong de koi wen nenga deti jaret lab ya ka ke actual success ko te lab ya da ke actual computer ya dang. So incha leja chan cha invitation da chakam ko cha ben by a part the ba work ben jam ya kol kana. So I really learned a lot by the time I was in Community Computing Academy. So actually I did my internship in that school, and Community Computing Academy is located in Shirkat inside Gumbo Basic. So they offer a lot of programs, and their programs they are really good, and they are almost like the one that we are doing here. So they offer different specialization, the like of artificial intelligence, cybersecurity, and and software engineering. So in bad mind, Ellen Anang Tongchawan, but Diminti Computing Academy a great place to be in Nang understanding to lobby anything related can a computer. So engineer question kabati je tungtin core kuke to lobby the casual mindset. So yung mindset yung work, uh, well, what role does mindset play in achieving success, and how can youth develop growth mindset? Mindset. You ko bu jo date nguye kwan wo ga dang tela biaga when be wo ya lui ngadi boku success da boku lo achieve. So basically a question to you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Mindset basically is the engine of success. Even where we are now, to talk what in ye kedek, kaye kicheng, kaye friends kun token yin, kaye ki kwen ben all are directed by mindset. Whether you want it or not, it's done subconsciously. You do it without you knowing. Now you are angry and think a mindset. But you can mindset can you talk it. Now you whatever a mindset can determine. So even mindset an opportunity to embrace a positive one. An opportunity to learn. We were an example. 2010 in Getogan Sina 6 from Uganda with Ben South Sudan. Ubogular by immediately. So go along with your Kidian Tohan Mankor Balui. By that time, age bracket was my disadvantage, especially that time. I consider now the koi do a senior math ke ka libi out there. So go loy kor ke liu. When a loy physics comes and mathematics. Well, a lagular restaurant actual abundance grace. It in each party loitin. Lau tiej mo Uganda kulele nan ko lo gule lo na ko le gar lo. Ule ke lo ni chapati ka to. Wala ke ngula yes ale ba lo gule chi jiang wala ani jiang. So lo ne a chabuloy on the next day go yen part of the logistic ba ke ba soda one kala bebe wato ba ya gar pin ko ba ko chiter ba ke ya pin lo ke. Now you are called a little about mindset it na. Ayinam dia well nana de culture dia ne monja ne jamna de ko ja che tat ya bu ngan ko la kana a culture, but it is not culture that helps me. It doesn't help me. And you know, many people now run talking poverty, but mindset is very wrong, isn't it? Wananje bi ajalan chem tiniten ku domo. Now lu aran ku la kanong di ne chol culture na la in my bank account ka chingi yo. Chingi chit culture to chin culture with can't to your account. You know, you can attract poverty to yourself until banang generation of poverty, but they just because namdu actually clear. You know, kujala lwele nong anybody ira nong problem. To the point that level well that government kaya kuma kunguben banale okay. Kuna on pay the currency. Chin koi nong the wrong mindset. You see, mindset ila yen tool chingului. In the baran you that we come because mindset can direct you what you should be holding. You're going to move the ken. Jati yung lawyer, ke issue at the ken. Issue at the what? Namduka indirectly to hold whatever you are holding. You will even focus on buy up in a kitchen coin. You know, one of the scholars, one of the things wisdom does is to protect us from dangers of knowledge. Everything to in the world is very dangerous. Including Walgapana, chemical and prescribe. Kuberi lola chaka manyiga walga malaria kajiga dole kegen, isn't it? Because now law loom kuchi very protected from the dangers of knowledge. So mindset, even very wrong people be talking in. In the group of people who are going nowhere and they want you to go with them. Kuge mindset de lawyer, isn't it? In with a group of people, you know, quite but want a cake so that you validate their failure. They don't want to be alone. Now, talk alone, it will be very clear that none of they have failed. So to validate that we fail together, that corporate failure, we have to be together. Let us fail together. So mindset takes you to places. Even whatever you enjoy is determined by mindset. Your friends are determined by mindset. Jim Brown, Lord, the most 5 people talking in around, we in the average of those people. So mindset they quite be around you. People like you are buy. Where you into the places of your or you know something like collect like terms. Quite you mean I ain't cake. But you are around that those people. Whatever they are holding a dom because in your mindset in the book. Because the well mindset so mindset in create ben determine. Even a very important tool be coin for agriculture lebala lom ke tong. In laboratory, I suppose benela pura lebala lom ke isn't it? A simple mindset. Mindset ali bine dol na daga chin opportunities at all. Opportunities are live. Kulu. Kugam namdu na the opportunities are live because mindset directs you. When I graduated, I said no all opportunities are actually because now one of the engineer they engineer well this time I want to change the narrative. A car by engineer ko so go business card se go go galo gudele to the zaintin and chalachu business card ko ID dia la utang maktab to kulera ni chol nga ken lo ko one DVDs ku jela flash disk la ulela ni ba computer format ku ni ba ken lo ga ni anyway ku lo why Erane anong mindset na de anong rana ko be ko ja be chol. So you will be seated, and now this guy man where he is has been limited by his mindset. Yes, you see, mindset backed up by spirit. Mindset, even your advantage achieve a pet. That's why now you anya ka de kur mane ka jalo jela kilos mane ka jela no. Yung di ja to gana kur. But your mindset we kur ko cham. Go ben ko loda, go ben ko cham minter. So you will be very very vulnerable every time you are subject to economic crisis because your mindset well no. So mindset enjoy vulnerable general. A learning do I think kule yen ko chi in ko so no len to gan in ka be jala ga jel I check ngadi I check ba be diet so na a concern about how mindset go korba mindset ba growth mindset develop don't settle on which achieve. You know, one of the scholars the most dangerous thing is your achievement, current achievement is very dangerous. You know, it tells your brain that, you know, our brains are working in a way that along that level of achievement which you feel that no, which alloy, isn't it? Your last achievement, which you careful about it, that is very dangerous. It will make you settle nana no which achieve, right? Yet you have more to do. But now in a jam, this is where I am now. But I want to be somewhere tomorrow. That is it. If you go, for example, some of us who are in academia, we say, okay, I've completed, you know, you can even complete master's and PhD and come and sleep on them. Isn't it? So how does it help? That is what I've achieved now. But they say, no, I want to do this. Every day you want to be better than yesterday. That is the element of growth mindset. Make it achieve now, be full. And not quite Nigerian Mujito Kuji $1,000 you can organization class. That is paradise. Everything is done. Degree is already there. But you have more potential than that. You are more valuable than $1,000. You are more valuable than that degree. So you say, yes, I thank God for what I've done now, celebrate that success, but move to the next level. Create more value so that you attract more value. Then every day you keep growing. You keep growing. Listen to other ideas. Read books. You know, the people who advise people genuinely are the dead people. If you fear the living people. Because the dead people, they have written their ideas in books. Some of them, they even don't know whom they are advising. You read as many books as those higher books as those of James Allen. Someone tells you that mind is like a garden. Whatever the seeds you sow there are the ones which will grow. So you attract yourself a wealthy level of knowledge by reading books. Even the Bible was written by those who are inspired by God, but they're not living. There's a lot of knowledge in this world. But if you want a growth mindset, read more. Whatever is not working, remove it. Add more tools. But if you carry those old tools for years, you will simply be replicating errors. Appreciate the new knowledge, embrace it, learn more, correct whatever that is not working, and always move to the next level. You did better yesterday, like now, you have moved places, but you say, no, this is not enough. Moving places is not enough. I want to go to the level where people will be the one moving to come and listen to what I'm saying. And you have a potential to do that. I want to go to that level where people will be the one requesting, please, this knowledge that you have given people, please put it somewhere so that, you know, when people are the ones following you, you create value. You know, people were following Jesus not because he was the Son of God, but he created value. Yes. People and money genuinely follow value. Wherever you created value, even in the toilet, people will break that toilet and they will come inside and say, we want this medicine. And that is how principles work. So when you have the growth mindset, every day you say, what I did yesterday was better. Let me work on this. Let me work on that. Every day you keep on refining it. And as you refine it, you deliver more to community and you become better than than who you are yesterday. And by that, you will really be informing the society, and you will even be stronger in believing in yourself, because you will know what works and what doesn't work.
Yeah, thank you so much, Engineer Thon Malek. We really enjoyed your explanation, and it is indeed mindset. It is the one which really guides us. If you have a negative mindset, you will not make it in life. So thank you for all your insight. I will pass it to Dr. Sadicha.
Okay, wow. This is really amazing. The jadwal tu sebenarnya dunia cantik, very funny. The message is really going well in a funny way and so nice. Achi engineer ton ne kaji kaji kamele ben kage question ben chena chega summarize it. Very interesting. Question kaba teach you know in engineer ton this platform is seriously for youth, mainly women, because in our community there's really a great work. Or buting wa diara wa ni chan muhim. Question ba teach question when nung nyir nung dia yara chalwel nyan rien achin ke chal competition kudun ji ni ne kudun ji ni ko achin ke chal competition yi balwe man che nge rian vie ko chin ko rian chir kre nge ge ke ben ata tan pinyo man je mo ke chok de chala bia yin rian ko ibu kala ba wa ji lu chen ke ya ke different way you watch nu ku nge yati ke chok de a lot is happening. So competition e kule. No ran pinga kule I think achieve be abija lu compete ni yene tekre. Bro ting mia kulon ting era de mane ke lu ra compare to achieve ya yi ki chating no ran di wo. Ko jon ka ba ting jam ne and yen ran ben no giden je gamen. Ran ben no giden je gamen ye including wa bo nyir ku diare ya de. Tay error ka pa chan yen mane sa sudan. Exactly that ke chol success wa bri ai wa bungu ben ayu wo ben ke mo chika yin ke ne mo chika ayu wo yin ga biri anu yi na chi ben du ja wo ri an ka ai pon pia de ka ja ta wala en men dia mo ni mo ben ke ben si na kwa pin cái chu mi mo yo ri ai ba de ke ki chir ke ne yin nyan ton ben yi kin ben ni me le en wa ro ri an di ba de ku ai pu na liu yong to ke de le wo man ke wo wo di har ni toward success yung budedi ke success yung budedi ke kiman kine chalwele.
Okay, and thank you. There is a lot more to share here. Long tongi diar kanero long success. Scientifically, I think the chene you nana deke man kanong a better brain than a woman. A live kana live. Even by illustration in a loy, Bulwela lela male ego yen get more powerful than the female ego. Yen get more height yen kaka aliu. So kini to rana ben anong a potential. Everyone anong a potential. Kidune ni chini ali yen ba achieve ato in everyone. Kato akangero ka limited. Eba self imposed limitations bagatao. Yin roadblocks kuya tao in. Kunale ben in the community whereby the setting to within the ulela nyayetiak tibi wakti na nyich ulela yini je ben man tiyo kuguda to ton wagangu a mizika loigade a mizika dit kek tare chibela tukule wala tare chiberbe luidado chiran korbe kenye in this generation anon ka bi generation ke embrace kabela ben ke liberation in the next one. You know, every generation, even whether a profession, anything, even on two work PLE, Nira at the level, near two work PLE, even accumulate in a one. But is it true now? There is a lot more that have been covered. Yes. In a until to those levels in the, let's say, 2012, 2013, senior 4 and all that, but a number of things are changing. Kiroloy, when you are in the culture, ano ka yiga maximize kwano ka compromise lightly as far as culture is concerned Kuka compromise ya room yen education. Kimane entirely pinama bandiar achin kiga cho dong chen bi cho kwen. Badela due to the other mindset. Na toki ne nya pandu wala to inetik. Kulel na daga ba kwen ba pierit my aim de eba to at the level rur. It's a wrong thing because nearly winter go each at that level non in that ability. So I check a core but we compete to go to that level. Look at it. Yes. So Balwell Nana they and be Jaconaja this level they can the Chermo. You cannot live. You cannot live. Nya winter kuti winter and that ability she nearly yenen. A little whatever she has in her maximize without any comparison. Because look at it this way, anong dia non value addition. Chimani work to kulungina na dege important. So le babu le let's say chimana my supervisor, anong co-supervisor, our professors, le balelo okay because I'm better than them. No, that is not practical. So okay, look amid this. Nirban anong the same potential as gentlemen or men. Kito bat akan kero. Ebi education loom ke wrong tool ben nyaja ngule man chane jariyo. Anti jaben level ro ine achira chinti nyan kor pi achan betungene moj aliu. Change chen ale ko ja ke chage ko ide ko tung in brain ability. Yes, you can be the best even by in a supervisor the role. Achi kurbal well and be chairman because more a criteria. Now and be chairman kulola hila balong dati kuloga yoga rule can lura compare when a case. So by chairman is not something which is anything to do with comparison. Yes. What you could do by navigating the rivers of culture would kuka nang some level in rotek in the way that in lui koi ko alwe ke educated, so that be the next generation benang some level of liberty. Now little man tioga no koi ko ni ko lo bagyo mangara ana bugu to for almost 3 years I can do to college who get family life, isn't it? Okay, how do you turn that into your advantage? By the way, success actually on the playing ground. It Indian challenges that India will succeed. Because I think cool chena monje American Marine pure rate. But if you look at what they go through, what makes them the best ones, right? Are challenges that they have gone through. So if they are in position to navigate the issues today without harming themselves and families and the culture, very right role models. A community is subjecting everyone to that because one of the things I know quite wrong role model until bigger that. Let me give an example of myself. In the early 2011, 2013, abu yo rana IT loy. Go conclude IT. Era na computer la ukumgani malaya miaka about tenga in the morning kalatku kuloy printing kuloy scanning and get teacher long IT earlier. So go computer go benga something until be yo nairo man ita yung jelin computer lo ye kirwe kujal ko ga console kulo in yang ya de na cha cause no cause pe the why because ko je ben in the field earlier. Maybe lack of tools and so many other factors. Go profession go represented ke gitinde. Ke na cha loy ka lora ke ko de loy be markane and nyala computer course. In con specialization ujala course, isn't it? Yeah. But man in that field highly very very complicated environment. I got a lot of attention to understand it. So you try in the field man to navigate the challenges. Developing some level of mental orientation. Being number gamna the years, and my family, and on Mr. Kwanong didn't, but I still have to succeed. Yes. That mental orientation and conditioning is very important to success. On that program at the University of South Africa, within 3 years, 3 months, encore a review paper, over 50 articles. And then you do a lot of experiments on this AI environment and all that. Now, no, Thon, you are in South Sudan, but there is no excuse. You are in done, but you have to deliver. The power, the internet, you know, the moment you count all the reasons to fail, the more reasons are banal. But now you know in that environment, so you another lady. She's a Ghanaian lady. So she's also a PhD candidate. And that lady was very proficient. Professor said that lady good is I said now. If she did it, she's a human being like me, can also do it. I came and made a schedule, I reviewed this number of papers, and at the end I published I was actually the first one to publish a paper within that group. Why? Actually intelligence. A mental condition. When you say na yes, abaloy, all the factors and enabling environment to strengthen you, allura created. Inong pandu, inong midku, mena core, mena la menako, and all I say, yeah, that is very true. But 24 hours, 24 hours, bani admit Kalo you are that okay. Damanda I need me, nani maintain for 2 hours. How do I use those 2 hours? Okay, no, think that for 24 hours, that is not there, isn't it? Right. So by saying that by children excuse can I just behave like a lion, respect the car and navigate and are successful. I cheer on to in an environment enjoy successful and non cock can I live yes. Can I live? That is very true. Can I live? Yes. Can I live? Yes. Can I live? But still I have to succeed. I have one of the things amid those challenges, you get training. And the more you have trained like an ego in that heavy storm, other storm that you find them as light as possible. So family life are not challenges. But amid that, you say, yes, I have to succeed. Yes.
Wow. Hey, this one is really answered and exhausted. Full package answer. Full package answer. So can in your regardless of how way near or way dear what that woman meet does not I can't know that and again because you could you the man this house show like a full job time. So I think that you be gonna be low. And I jam wala content you wait by you full job time. But the fact remain had been for the man it is also a full job time, but I'm very happy today. Chan bu lo la na again near little to na again ran but no good chi it include all of us, even though you know we are out there. Get you the bear and again out of the condition we are in get to what in ku chu ta wan man kene ko ru chu lo kene ya de get you the na think that we learn today and again this of saying I'm really work to reach the position of man. That one is come because Ranben the brain the same everything the same. So having the same degree, chin really stuck on again. I have to work out to be like this man or what? You are already enough and you are doing it. So that's really amazing. I think about yana question that.
Wow. I think we could die and we call away met when we talk big bench blue miss out nearly one can we the reason why we are here to amplify the voice to share the knowledge so widely so that he ran to be and a dumb way because I'm a kimping non engineer. So please share this message. I have learned so much. You know, you know someone who used to call me Nyanton. One day they'll be like Nyanton man. And I'm Nyan because I'm Nyan in Kenya. So the way gen engineer after and you do it a good and like our community and the way when chakla beg a le bay diary. And that is a wrong mindset that I project that I can open young one dia. Now they are come and internalize that okay with people okay stupid okay useless in society and I know nyan tin when you ben ke pure er ka lu upgrade to the level mo jola ka la ke nyan to now that set a standard when you I want to be rude, which is actually very wrong because I don't know why I'm with Keren kala jala ben man jolo anyir you pay a bela chill because they are taking the learning so that big chair and now they are two man to man. Now so in the way change the culture and mindset and I really you blow my mind away. I engineer you know could you I didn't do I meant that could you more you ten and I don't get over this information would have helped someone 2 years ago. So thank you so much, engineer, for answering and we participate in the comment, your conversation. These are we are learning, the two-way learning. And I'm going to go and Ruka guy, I joke, I read you better than so I don't go. Okay, you got a strong culture that so, so, so what you can call out today, I hope more gog because targeted gog man especially. I feel bad, but you guys need to make a U-turn. That is the call for today. My next question is before one question go audience one an opportunity. So you jam a lot about mindset, and that is the central key of success. Like the mindset affects who come into your circle, how you see opportunities and challenges around you, and it helps you appreciate resources taken in and how to use them, which is really very critical. Now, I want to bring the issue of education, especially formal education, and both you can talk about informal education. How important is education and continuous learning critical in this journey of success? Sometimes someone could be maybe a awareness. Does education really enable the level of success? And maybe you can even relate to your educational journey. How has that shaped how you are thinking about success at the moment to make it even more personal and impactful?
Okay, thank you. Yes, in this side of education is a little tricky because, to me, I say there are two ways here, no, certification and education. Certification ka yala tukulije kutiam exam ku yini en wereng dia na da yinji la tukulije ko chini che ger ki ro ger bas e wereng dia no ngi results ku environment hi chan be kwenet dia unta tin kene certification ile bakwen from high school up to PhD, but you are only certified but you are not educated, because education achieve for certification. Certification kachiri certificate ka you wanang birth certificate. Birth certificate actually level of knowledge the other don't work. Hey, you wanna they work this ten work this and all that. So certification very dangerous to society, because role of education is transformation. Role of education is an environment for unlearning. Learning and unlearning. Education actually in a poll when get tools in from the village. Now in jail can get tools from the village and tibala to jama kulodu can certification actually education. Because education is in disarm and will arm you. In yen more tool kunye tools in chilui. It can yen education. So now jakula by that kajala education actually better certification. Because certification I entirely discourage, because actually useful. Yes. Certification actually useful. Key certification law, it be an entitlement, could be in law banawu, but education a journey. A refine from the bad the poor version or the bad one to the better and to the best. Education here in this case, is an advantage. For example, even with potential, look at Dagator Kwanwato Panajiang. By you that day you mayaga loy and all that, but not in that opportunity. Potential that educationally constrained. You see, talk a lot more to do with anatomy that is at the background, but I change in details why things work the way they are working. I change about biochemistry and all that, but now that talent could education by you. Education acts in a way like a ladder. You will be reaching podiums. For example, you came to Nairobi, you went to other places, and education in those podiums to share ideas and to engage in a give-take relationship, whereby You take what other people are doing and you also give them what. So education gives you an opportunity to have resources, global resources. You somewhere here along this idea, you can partner, you can engage in a collaboration, you can have these tools. Education will be an opportunity to know why some of your tools are not working. In Louis for so many, you do a lot of labor. You that why we are children Louis for all these years, watching gear or gear. But when you engage in other conferences, and you might find that either you have the tools which you are using at the wrong time, or you are using the wrong tools. But with education, a little bit an opportunity to identify a way tool in a Louis. We can Louis now. You see, and how can I refine all that? Education gives you an opportunity to filter different level of philosophies. You see, and on some level of philosophy that you get it, but you see that is not helping you. Yes, even cultural kind of mindset and philosophy. You say this one is not helping me, but that is a philosophy. But I did so precisely. Education gives you an opportunity to know the reason behind yes or no.
Wow, wow, wow. No, thank you. Ajanye exhaust and everyone is align with you. Education, teacher, education opportunity, and that opportunity to access or to utilize, the tool to get in that are available. So thank you so much. What a great summary. There were two more questions. Answer. Someone was asking about your academy that you teach, and a Chipuri judge answer. So one question from Upper Jog, and it's something which Ben Nyan again work about, how a society view technology. So I really, really want to contextualize that. Technology or computer or via IT person, I don't know. And one of your students here, actually, Leja, who is also building the website for the youth. And so thank you. That is your indirect contribution to this platform, in addition to what you are
Okay.
doing, is that, you know, our community is very reluctant in embracing technology, especially young people. If you see, especially in our community, we are regressing toward our culture, which is really good. Culture then is really good. All the good things that our culture embodies. But now, can we leverage or embrace technology to enable us to really portray our culture in a way when the Benian consume globally at a scale? That is my personal question, Jala dear. But question Shapa Jok to teach it in my question for engineer is, what advice would you give young people in South Sudan interested in AI, software development, and all the technology that the world is moving towards? What skills should they focus, on, and what advice or encouragement would you give them so that they can embrace this thing?
Okay, thank you. With regards to technology, every lengthy discussion ko chiwa jamtin earlier on. Uh, I go back to the ideas of very minimal ideas, but are very important. If you ask, which one should you focus on? A very complex. Because now, if you say, if you ask, you go back to identity, say, who are you to focus on what you want to focus on? Everything that you want to do goes back to the idea of knowing yourself and your purpose. Then the rest of the things will be tools. And that is, if you know you are fish, then you need to know the environment you will be in, just knowing exactly who you are. But let me just say at an umbrella, currently the trend in technology, if you are into technology, we have software engineering, we have artificial intelligence, data science, machine learning, cyber security, we have information system, management information system, those are Internet of Things. Which is my experience in this field. No, koi rang cost la local ye cost yen piat. I can cost piat. Yin ka piat. You brand your course. Yes. The only thing it and yin ka piat. Among some of the gentlemen work the same course, but you realize down the line, the channel the branded in a white. You see? So you get the only static factor. Now, when cyber security can learn anything, can you lower to that level? And that's why one of the things I advocate for self-discipline for my growth, self-discipline and excellence. I advocate for excellence, excellence, excellence. Because one of the things that is killing us with this technology and all that is mediocrity, isn't it? Yes, we consume something that we come and do for this country, for Juba, for South Sudan. Yes, that one is very wrong. You can take any of this one and take it to that level, whereby you can do it there in Kenya, in Rwanda, in Canada, and all that. Because I believe my potential is not geographically limited. It's not a continental issue, isn't it? So if I choose to, and I was telling some of my colleagues here, I said, I want to be lecturing in South Sudan, not because mediocrity has arrested me. I want to be lecturing because I want to bring people up, isn't it? But I should be having a ticket that when they say a lecturer or a professor is coming, those universities outside there, I should be having a vacant. And that vacant, no one will create it for me. I have to create it by myself. I have to read books which these people are reading and excel more than that. I have to publish the papers which the professors in the world are considered to be prominent professors. The same applies. Excellence or to be the best of yourself is like exercise. If you are going to burn fats, you don't remove them and put them aside and burn them. But in the process, as you continuously exercise, you find that fitness comes along. So focus much on going to the ladder, because 20% of people in the world are the ones getting the 80% of the resources. So meaning that climbing the ladder is the problem. In any field, humanitarian field or engineers, all the engineers in the world, only 20% are enjoying the benefits of that engineering at the super scale. But the rest are average. From the regional thing, you just deal with the Payam level, county, when you excel at the South Sudan level. So I just precisely say, any area that you take that you think that it goes along with what you love to do it at that level. Do it at that level. And you will be, I assure you that if you do to that level, employment will not be your problem. Because even myself, I've had an opportunity to engage in some of the remote jobs. They don't mind about this, whether you come from. What arrests you is simply how far have you done it? Whatever that level of technology, do it and excel in that. When you reach at the level where people are saying that, man, in this country, I reach people say, in this country, man, there's no one who is better than. What is this country? What is this country? South Sudan, what is the country? 13 million people. And if God has given you the potential to be a tech leader of the 8 billion people, why settle on the 13 million? Go to that level where there are 8 billion people, because that is where you should be, and that requires a lot of work. One of the Russian, there's a scholar, a fine artist. A student came to a consultant fine artist and said, can you look at my work? And this gentleman simply just made a small correction on that work, and the work was different. It was marvelous. It was very beautiful work, just a simple correction. And then the student said, but you have just simply done a little bit. But they say excellence is in that little bit. So when you do more to the point that you'll be hired to do less, then you know that you have climbed the ladder. And don't sleep there. Keep on doing more. The skill, all the skills. I'm not talking about South Sudan. I do a lot of AI here, and people are saying, how will you apply them in South Sudan? No, my certificate is not a geographical certificate. It is not written there that for South Sudanese only. No, it is given to you by the university that this is what you should be doing. You should do it anywhere. So what limits us? It is how far you have taken it. So if you are at the base of the ladder and then you will be struggling with alternatives, isn't it? But if you push it up there, you will reduce the selection procedure, isn't it? Because there's a level when you go, you will be the one to be called even without you coming, because there are some institutions, after just going through your profile, they say this is the kind of person and it requires a lot of work. 2 hours every day, you can be all engineers, but if you devote 2 hours every day to your work, you will be ahead of so many other people, because so many stop at the basic level. But this additional work, they don't do it. So go cyber, go software engineer, go whatever your hands are found to do. Just do it to the best. Don't do it for South Sudan. Don't do it for East Africa. Do it until you will go to the finishing line and you'll be resting. And then later you will be told that the people you have been racing together are just 20 minutes still running along the line. And if you do that, you keep on doing more, because excellence, as Aristotle says, excellence is an habit, it is not an act. So choose one of them and do it very well. You have the market to sell it anyway. If you choose to come and sell within the country, there is no problem. But it should not be a limitation that no one can hire you. It should be that you want to come and deliver to your people.
Wow, 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 wow. And you have actually answered one of the questions from audience, Francis Chagai. How will you teach a guy to in our society? And you have just answered, you are not, if our corporate can imagine, then you will find other people who will embrace AI. So, and that is a big question. A lot of many people, especially work outside for a scholarship abroad. Now, the program, and your thing. Now, when bar Africa, you will not get a job, right? Even if you try to create a job, people will not understand that degree that you're queen. And young people, what you read? Like, what do you do? That what degree will you do that be applicable to them? But now into all your name that you can do whatever you can, your mind can conceive what you are capable and you have potential to deliver at excellent, at higher level, and you will find someone who will benefit from it. Don't limit your mind to the contact of people in your village. The world is your village right now. What a very powerful statement. Thank you so much for that. And we call Daya, this wisdom of course be around Ben Ping Ruben Pantio, Loy share this wisdom you could be doing on the platform. Everyone need to hear it. And before Bana Yen could graduate question the teacher, one of our there's one of our pen here, don't Mwalimu Muku. Aha. So in engineering, you engineer device when you are the well, how would ben ben root chopping can chicken in bedung chen. If success is equally distributed, how can women position themselves to thrive and be successful like men? And you've given them very strong advice and also tips on how to navigate culture. Oh, that same now, Mwalimu is asking about, now, also you mentioned that, success, one team. Talk about corporate failures. And there are some men who won't be young at it, because we work together, who are progressing. But the problem is, when you can think we progress in society, I got betting a threat. So this one is asking, can you advise men that are scared, that are scared to go with these strong, educated, powerful women? They are afraid to go to them because they are bigger online, or bigger how would you encourage these men to go for women that they see are empowered?
Okay, thank you. It all goes back to the society. At some level, a group nana deke di arke weaker, so it's supposed to be weaker than you, so that at least by stronger, isn't it? But when I look at it this way, the weakness or strength actually in the physical ability to in the vision. Yeah, that is where it is. You can be very strong physically, but you don't have a vision. kaiga match abilities. Achira lebe jangulwela wala Paul Jimani was Junub Sudan team that is selected carefully. No koi ko Paul at some level, but no ko ni ke Paul pet. Those team members then very good will make a good combination to win. Because if now you think doing a competitor, you are a serious failure. Because achira and lebejalweli jelu compete can partner with that in a good team in a good teammate. I think that one doesn't work. That one doesn't work because now whatever you do together. For example, I had an opportunity to high school, Kwachala University, a degree to go the trend whether whatever court we study because I really don't see the day by we compete one thing that we fail because you may compete one run supposed be one that level of partnership book family that led to the next level. Why would I compete with her? Again, I think is something very wrong. But we look at line and all that. Community. I know PH has some wisdom we apply at some point because community I don't change by information. 2006, 2007, na Iran on Balua Yugini security guard. Kakalwell no, a lon pet. A chi community rayon man, but man Tioga in a lobby jal core. Is it? A jal quan jugman ke lobby ka rage cake, ake jal gam now. By the time on nong daman on Nakor brand man 2007, 2006, Lula me the Louis border ka look. There was understanding of the community by that time. But I now kaya you be win a while in the big be winning no be more young which and border watch because they understood nana they can a coin family. So actually ideas of community num dung chien ka Louis in most cases. Otherwise kin dong chien. And no kakin community can understand man kwa big a lot data 20 years later nana we were wrong. Right now, no ran very by yog, Lura do curl on the security guard, very well. Oh, ran very by yog. On Towa Kampala, Walanya, Angela University, Rocket Lugu, those are not issues, man. So if you focus on community, some societal idea that don't change by some years. Kukaka I updated by ran risk and taken. Like for example, 2011 on any anla Luitri Chapati, senior 6. A very big level of education. That one around very charged by that time, isn't it? But I understand that level of mindset. Abrola gerala, amanana bari chirkare man, pire jani. So it requires wisdom for you to predict the future and you do exactly could be cultural loyal. So now no nyan chirot pinkani in kuye ebo. Kuchine another difference there kaichol gat ke education abla ben to the level of ben education churchway achira ne jangulo ngai chwa re ka war ne size do isn't it? So I can call it be jam waja rotiag na wa kon ka we kilo mo india be 70 kwan be 70 kuja rotiag. So education abroad data they one of the tool you use to leverage your potential. But man brokan de akashira antung ruti le ton. I talk a senior brothers on the Kampala, watching Diara Chuga Palway. Because they are the same people who are gossiping. I want to get you on either Jalway, Jamaka, Buku Borang, Buku Tiak. Lumo, that would tell me that Tukulukwaya and that their families are getting stronger every day. So instead, among the people who regret, use wisdom to predict the future. Abila loy koy wan yan dol on kacheng chapati man acha berbe dol kijal to man ke rele man kor chugde bijal kor in ka be problem anchela university kula apply lon ban teach ke gato gola na mudi like man ya tissues agate gola now you are taking the tissues so that level of mindset whereby community that logic ran pakana way that level of reasoning wisdom to make discernment because otherwise na lako community ache one person be jala la tija lo ka du non yilwe mana kin be lu ya lew. Community doesn't have that level of accountability. Ile baro palwe, ile ba vision do ile ba palwe. Ami agin jala very weak. You had an opportunity, but now a partner be which and then you move forward. Kujalo yes. Ye na lwela kene kwa lwela kene. Kuja choice la loy choice by ala liech in the next 20 years or in your life. Kuna jala jala correct ale choice ka jala correct wrongly. Ano ko jala correct wrongly. Jala ka correct na jalo. Kuga jala ba loy da. Jaba. Please, if you have an opportunity, kulela kala ko line okay, tiagin ting du no ko bigla realize ale ke ko ki different opinion lo ka ko ti ga line dadu because to one him tin management to be him to in the next 20 years. Na ji ko lu educate by education, the circumstances are different classes. Ku kai ko pio until we are then na de lo non ko ja wala no tin dia chila lu ra ti ga chila lu yes de ga to man ki ji jal dung man lo man mal na madam tu war so dia ra ja ko man but why you in a community lose struggle sometime back because time wasted about dia ga tu ga sa 2011 2009 aka be lo ra ga dia ra la react lo. But circumstances are quite how classes and understood that it is very important. So kajagala don't too late. So now that you have an opportunity, please embrace that opportunity. Ku that decision ku tiagi nyandu. Ene kai choke ade na inya ku inong ability. Ikela benge feedback from the community. Illa yega lwele ku yekai control. Can be control, isn't it? So that big cherry or isn't it? Because community feedback and circumstances isn't it? So now I feedback to my sisters and to my sister like chopping the chen ko ju leg and you na le to ya kitchen ko ju leg and you chiran lenyen krio jabro yene rio jabro reduced Kura ne rioje. You know, I think you know rioje Iran. You know one of the scholars jam fear expectation appearing real. A false expectation appearing real. Ero lo chigi ye. I cheer an on the same mentality. Inly be line in around ku ABCD. That is the reality. Kuna lo yelwet ki lor makamako. Bachuola you nana deke. No do ne chola ke la ri la ba la yu kwa ba la yu at different level chila tu kule ka de ke le ko nyin kila tu de ke le ko nyin then you need now to have a wisdom to make a decision on ye la ko ba ke accepted, isn't it, in case to no era and lie anyway. Yes.
Shukran red engineer Thon insight ko so amit piawaret ko yeah comment ayan laka dal comment ger kwa kek so kana chi kwa ka chi transform Quran ben chi lu ya ta na ko la aya yok abenang kadang abenang dating bela be kan yen so ni pacho kaga kak kun cha ke wel ben chen community lần chơi en courses của chơi en kadeti kwa ya ngot in the future wo benang maybe session when you into lobby ha computer because I took quite date children when chơi in a really ke ha printing so nang call chana lo tema kwanda chok aya chol dictor kwer oran to go en jo kada go en jo ti mano wan ma dia kwen gwalwe ke computer chatting go energy dana wen chole nan go lo pinyaret chatting go pinyaret en understanding ko ai to kan wo ko ko je dictor pin be talimat ko ko je mo na pin be talimat ko kana chi rock community so opening session when a year regarding that so anang bakati in teacher ba ada about ngadi mediocrity ko bugo jola question denga ay pa choka din ay really remember those days when Kigali nang topping do ne chapter work biya mediocrity chatting so achi piet berana ben biya mediocre apiet by chulo biya yin ya kor ko knowledge da dil yi pa choka che support be ya determine uh, geographical location da anto kana work anang ren nyar ke ka red anang ren anang gurme chola anang Facebook page chola teachers without border coi cái ran che ben kan erin ke ran ale ja guden che na do walking you in person that name sa chuk ya daret ku kan ya daret ene ke chok du yin e support by a software developer without border it means that in lu get lu yin tin na ye doctor e support by a medical doctor without border okay so erin ke iron te ke jaret quran nga kana I wish in the future wo be yo ku kaba mod ku kaba le chana chiban kind of powerful name. Ku that powerful name ko be chu tao ni kadang ko be chu tao na luai chan knowledge da a che kere kadang ele birane le be degree run ke di le be jola ko ku le be ben apply cher ka de to chating kana achi so it's about that you apply everywhere ko yen kada ka le so ton wo bla ma te lo bi ha ka live do ko ka ko bu ko ti e bi ha ka kadang failure nang daman dan che yin kon wi maybe school ko cha ben ti ama di kulle ba ka tin le ba le di te lo bi ha ka ke chol failure you know randa ngel be wi ka mana ko wen to kul le an che nom ti ho ja ting le an bi tin ke di ne a ba de so nang ti chene record loy pi pi as you wa ngadi nang ti chain nang daman chain week you know so ko chaben loy di so can I a question there.
Okay, thank you. Akajuji kakare the actual failures, a failure in business, a failure in school. But let me focus on school. Kukena chakonya red. You know, in the early stages, I live in Ankoko ni jene tukulde ne goal. Lele kwa kon la P note. In the nursery school of that time. Kwa kon la P note. Kujako ibela iruka jala la P1. So P note anji you got read P note. You got read P note. And you to the point that even 60 in a class, a number 59, you would tell one of my colleague. We are unable, but can't be 59 with your number 60. So that was serious. Don't work. Don't get number one who move and so we're competing from from the bottom of the class until book the talk about P2. So one day ke baba jala choglu Tony yung week because on no dear ke kelel eti dom bela body pia jala bi yung ano koko ano koko che ten ko ka kuma da ila kuma ter is that it? Yes, so that go ajati ule week because by that time when any chana you go nang lura develop Lwela ko ran bu lwela ran wena Isaiah baba da wan tukule lui na ku yena chi nam lui lo no mala nam da ji ida nam da chi lui yen as time goes on go lui feel na daga nam da chi lui indeed and I you nam da du ka you that nam da ji ida nam da chi lui so je to ya kana na kia gora na got to the level ye chen community and defined another no ma chi lui ku gam awan ko baba cho lan kulwele to ni yung yu go chen ga ber golele ye ni ki lu yin lu no maret in very intelligent ke mu la in polaret so ten go nang bohanum chi baba lu ya intelligent go nang another voice de che bala lu in lu num ko ni kan go la du ku je le yin yu kwen tang to bas tang to in kwen ku te ko ki la pol ku ra jalo chi kan chen chi en license bana la pol ya pio mi ara ko before chu ni na da chi community confirm ko ra confirm klat ana ran ji nom ida ran ji nom lu from that time go ka chen go tukul go ro ger Wajal immediately lar au kangnam lar P2. From that time, Jalago Tiama P2. That level, primary school, now classes Chagaloy, I classes AP7, AP7 could P5, Kaka Chagaloy full year. Kukoka, I would combine 2 classes a year. Could they use the same numbers as number 1? In O level, I 3 years. Senior 2, I can loy. University, I think I did it for the course of 5 years. I did it in 3 years. The same with master. I think I did 2 master in 2.5 years. And a lot. Now, where is it? Intelligence is born. No. Ranabene intelligent, but if you discover your intelligence, then you begin to use it. Kubaya believing by believing in yourself. You believe in those who believe in you first until by your belief can you. First believe the HAN. First believe the Iran Ilwe Baba Jamgula in intelligent in I believed in him before I would believe in myself. So now Iran is struggling. You find you are failing. I will get to know that community is branded. Kutena community in branded acheni yin ella na jal gam. But those community brands baga jalum ke kaku ken ka jala yin kana. So stick to those people in Yognana, the inner voice in Yognana, there you can. Kujela koi lwenana there you can koi ke gulinge one cake. Because ranben nang fear and nang riojij. Kunai voices ke to around you. Kurio to age aladir. Kunai voices in you can do it, get to around you. Ke voices voices ke tiam ke kaladir. So to cool all along, and to bang and we are to the point by the time when we are in the 5. Koi ke token and I can use P8. Gwala took until but koi ke talk the same class with in a 4. Actually anything chirogir the same brain, but empowered by other people who believe in me. Could you discover that still no one quite believe in me? Let me believe in myself. Could I need to do in your belief and how you work on things I just discovered? Could you can I Louis? Because they will work today. One time Nelson Mandela, one of my took for the master's program, where you're like, yeah, the masters about lawyer one can be jala masters de la logo, and this is not possible. Chira lo itene dara into the negotiation game one, and indeed, around on a jamaica torun game one, every torun game one. And you took Kubela for another masters, Berbella took Herba. So if you master your trend, how things worked yesterday, and confident that the chain can Louis yesterday and get to be Louis cool. Even a chaka scriptures. A Paul, ko japi go ngen Christian that do ya we come you imitate me as I imitate Jesus. Can get angam to any other loitin until bagajala nangri adun. So when there any resistance or loy banachira and nang resistance they can chat no any level of you you red it's serious you chiro the jor. But when you have an opportunity to stand up, then you know that it was simply a challenge. Watching man, you can't do man jacket or kaja you got it. Chan then a no. Okay, the king which are up to this level. So what you use several times, could that you can get jala mastery. Challenge it then I weak and then you don't learn from the weak. Challenge, but when you weak man thin chat, then you learn the more. Kena kachi water man why chaga no koi by child style man kuyang ad woka quality child style on chiadin. Was it possible? No, it wasn't possible. But after so many failures, you could until you gain that level of stamina. Can you go to the level when you master your step? Could you like the way you want? Randall child chuk to Randall coach chuk to Randall whatever core. It's because of that level of mastery. So whether you're academic or your business, that failure, you know that there is some methodology that has not worked well. There are groups of people that you are together who are not helping you. There is amount of knowledge you consume that is not constructive. There is how you make use of your time is not helping you. So that you can indicate that some other parameters around you are not going well. Then na ka ku loga lode ke loga chokpin. Inga yinin medman ku nonga ko benne daru ka berbe nyujenum ku berbe nil ke jinyuch. Because I understand that it's in their capability ben kat ke kaj. So resistance shows that you are moving. Kuna yuege know that there is success. Because one of the scholars weeds. Kaken ye were I pure could fertilizer that did anyhow. But all success in a coin because it's systematic. I think coach and Rara because where or can chum with a pure movement, but Arab I drake, bigger pure, berge, pon, and all that process are no challenges, isn't it? Lebanon, a lot of challenges, pure may abergala, the handmade, and so many other challenges. Now, in a week, it shows that there is success ahead. Cooking is resistance, cooking challenge. I can easily look up, then look around. You quite around me who are not supporting my goal. The environment, your knowledge, you are consuming is relevant to this because you is around walk ten. Can you simply event? Law in the process of you around now. So when we focus on events, that is not okay. Kiyin you got all around because men to kule la classic and a ku you got be procrastination abe jalbay, missing classes abe jalbay. So you just begin, a lot from your A account, and every time chine mistake local marks are withdraw from that. So now no ando to cool Paul. Pale to cool a solution. But to call Paul a solution to weak. Because solution to weak etiam. Pale to cool la to cool it. La tukule la tukule ko pele tukule ke la ben ke option bale later ba la tukule ka chabla tukule ke ka option zaka. But the moment chin counter tukule option de yu ke la ben ngo ke etiam achi la ben ke pele tukul. Yes.
Shukran aret engineer Thon ye pachok different era no different week wala week pia de week ye in week ku jaro ta che week bin jo week ku jaro kem la ta pen ku kadang anang din chanan kaya week one primary so ka bu ka share yal abu ka share yal na na call ben ka share ben ran
I
week de
will compete number 59 there.
Almost could you 40s?
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, so can atawaya so different now we can appear ba week ku jaro ta che ba week ku dia che penyeten so anam question tong ba ti cho comment section ku ba joy yen ya ti kana akwal daman na chillo ku kadana la kam so ja ku abu ba la ka wala twen so question anang ran chon ma chon ma yen chola anang question ti ti la bia ga mit ka wen ya ke force the families can baba do le be force che man ene yan chol dictor panda pa che dictor yan kwen so kana families chirek kaka le baro joa loya di tena lui baba do lui force ko cause kana chi kor ache baba do da do to kiben ps ko chating so chero la loy tena ben school tena nan causes kaka wen cause achi ya competition ton so chaman na loy chaman AI mana kuran dang loy maybe a different cost chaman cyber security wala full stack development so ka ja iron kada ngaten so ero la loy asip chikan ng cause werel ko jararo la fail so that scenario le ba kada ngati ko jwanyo kwerre jwa tanen ke akor benang ke tina ba mediocrity ba yo ka jwa ke jama benang ke tina kadang ba jwa tin so chane yen ke te to ngadi tiema rana ben. So I ke question ke kaka I ke question che ben ka dang sorry.
Okay. Thank you. Kaga family are a little sensitive because family is looking at the success. Cookie family lawyer out of good faith. One of the Rana Queen was software engineer. A degree double a longule yen woon. Kulele Baba, I'm going to music. Cooking that is what he was good at. After I changed software engineering, told Kulele Baba software engineering degree. Kwanja do career de chuganja do in music. When university, Yinginke is struggling. Quite bright gentleman, but because rai but the jal bit sem be clone be ladim beto rare, you see. Kala ben ke different environment kiti. So ekenera loy. Kutina ye address differently. One of the things in the community in core chan because particular courses loy. Wo ko courses go wa pioneer them and the working good examples agam. Something very attractive. For example, Balwel Kulelanji software engineering law. How do people really see me excelling and Tibranja Jamamendia because you I think they are law, watching a corge dictorate, watching a corge accounting, and I think in. And no quite young in because I'm a core man that at that level, no at least benang you in life. It can in a canto. So na chuko courses ka way pioneers chuko new courses presented ke attractive ka mi cannot watch. I'm sure man the software engineering actually bear or computer actually bear that much of a bad habit chir daman on gol wayen. Daman on gol wayen na chuka ka pe any dude pio kulala malo in koron the computer. Ye na jatul me koron the dupe baja velo bajal be loy. So it goes back to koy goal. Koy goal kaya can be. That roya da na ci ben at that level kuin chu cause do na chu kor ipio kin loy mentors could loy connected can some of the family members big ya nang a backup information no ko chan ga jam kan family members and I love for scholarship or I love for another call family la the makene loy kunong room kan boku jam big nang a different viewpoint about ke cause na da ke cause pia the leben ran ke pia the lo ko le nang kun ngena the broader perspective kala nginda vera cause piada isn't it and don't get your computer a check ko ni printing computer yenera even a yenera ba yega pur a yenera ga yega ma yen e ben ko an gichen ke wu ko ngelia ba bangeje en wo computer ka mai ke ya la ku la mu ku nge ku la ku ben ya wu ko ba lo ko ra le ke liu inge choke computer geben ku yi ka yi waga jam telephone e computer ben kana tiara gere computer ka jui ke bana lo ke computer ben tong tar man ti mana che be tore tong kon war ai ga tor computer ka ditaret ko yen ka jui lo jala ko ga do mari da du man to ko ga do mari ya mer ko jala han ko a ko to in computing environment ba to in AI machine learning software engineering cyber. Yes. So able nang a different perspective na nang the room. Le mentors ku any field. Eka vela nang a different viewpoint. You know at the family ero ngene ke tin core. Bana la
Your network, I think,
I think
I
engineer
think
thought
network day.
yeah.
Yes, so engineer actually we drop and maybe buku tit bela duchen, but maybe query judge to question to nature answered valare and then broadcast it with the next question thief and then I will come and close it. No jama chimier, but time that it. We always want to keep it short 90 minutes, but we are going to 2 hours. So query judge
Yeah,
maybe
yeah.
a valare.
Yeah, shukran na kwal ko swala ci engineer to na ci chu bera pet so kataw apiet ba cause ba loy cause when yar so families kuni le ba convince le ba nyu wana ke ko loy ke convince ko kadang ko ko will be ka gama kadang duan cha loy kana so du ka lo maya dan ka ya kadang yana ke cho ka koy wer rare kan yin you know PS kun rare kan yin su kulik durat cha lui fu lwele kanan kosre le ku ran cha kose loy ka lwele en chen ka to eno e pite kana so kose se bena atong ka ka to e lon wen ye yin ka dam du market jala lon wen ye yin kriye je bendu ye yin loy so dokas imbelo.
Yes, Dorcas, you live by your reflection. I live share. Thank you, Kuri for that. And thank you, Kodai. Your participation is really, really like powerful. Engineer, actually, do. And
Yeah.
what you could do, engineer, we whole Niala rate. Engineer, welcome back. Network, actually, rebel. Ruben Panchol. So we are very cognizant of time also. So maybe we're doing nearby year. Dorcas, a little bit. This one very quick burning question, and after that, I will come and ask you the final question and close the show. So we'll keep
Okay,
it
okay.
very quick.
All right, thank you. So
Okay.
I was on this winding up with that, and the mediocrity now. Mediocrity is not. It is just that level of average. You know, if it is in school, if you get B plus when you should get A, that is not your best, isn't it? If you are the, let's say, if you settle on becoming the best in South Sudan, isn't it, when you should be the best in the continent or in the world. So that is that level of average of becoming comfortable with those results you have achieved. That is that level of mediocrity, that average. Once you have simply said you have graduated, that is it. You just remain at that level where if you are a doctor, you are one of the doctors. If you are engineer, you are one of them. If you are a professor, you are one of the professors. So when you are just one of them, when you are not a distinguished person in the group, that is that level of that's what I would call mediocrity. When you have not climbed that ladder where you should fall within the top 10% or the top 1%, that is what I simply call mediocrity. Sure.
Okay, and that's good. And I think that question no conquer GNT no answer full package no existed. So the man dialogue you into layer and then what you learn to check. Question kama teach ke tie question you work ben work always struggle and we basically chala kon no at least no some level in their life. Chuma na chin success define really very good and you know Mano ka jwiye ke lo even kano ke chol balancing. So a part of us, a part of life can ba kang ba lo balance so ba kang ba ka thom nyin bi chen ka war ke nyin bi chen ke dang we bi lo ben chima du ni ran family du ni ran ko be na ko ku lo ka chi ke personal level no kun ko ba lo ya de ke ka kun let me say cuman to yini ne hito computer science na fanai aka ko baccalaureate fanai ngejo in your with your own life activities kun ko higalo again ban so when get to make sure that you want to reach that success level core so how do you yung de well tool ni lo use or yung de ko when to come to that balancing between your personal, family, professional, and say it all.
Okay, thank you. Basically, on that, the reference that I would make here, there is a book, there's a tool here, checklist manifesto that was written by Dr. Tool. It's a very useful book on productivity. Checklist manifesto. You know, the best way is that every day you should have things that you are going to do every day. There shouldn't be any day that surprises you. What you will do tomorrow, this evening, you list them down and you'll be ticking. I will do this, including attending this U-turn. I will attend you. At the end, you will be marking. You know, that one gives you that level of productivity. That, you know, when you have ticked something, there is that level of excitement, something that tells your brain that you have achieved, isn't it? And within the list, there are major things within the list, things that push you to the next level. I think it's Brian Tracy who puts it in different categories. There are must-do tasks. It is a task. If you don't do it every day, you will not achieve that task. That almost accounts to 50% of what you should do. For instance, if you are a student, or say in the next 5 years, 10 years, you want to be accomplished professor, all that, there is a must-do task that every day you must do something about that, and that must appear in your list. So every day you must be doing something closer. And then the next activity, they should do tasks that accounts to almost 30%. Those are some of the tasks that also account, but the other ones, they have weight than the others. But there are those which are nice to do tasks. Nice to do tasks, that's things that you even enjoy. You can even play a game the whole day. You can even listen to music the whole day. That is a nice to do. You can even create a necessary visit. Those are nice to do tasks. They don't really account to what you are supposed to do. You know, I just describe it this way. I see definitions in exams. You know, not only be definitions ku mention ke kwenge kulelwe exam akojich. Who can know jam explain and justify no 30%, 15%, 20, achiga one. You know, to succeed. And when you work on that core thing that really accounts to your success, that is what matters. So now, by family do, kubeke intake 24 hours, kutauke in that checklist, including your health. Now, this time I will be doing exercise. I will be doing 20 push-ups a day. They have to be there. Before you sleep, look at that checklist. Did you do the 20 push-ups? If you did not, come back and do them. Now, I have to take 8 glasses of water a day. Could you find that in 4 chalum was 5? Then the list tells you you did not do it. Another support by on that day. Be activities of that day, bakayalo on that day. But that day, bit chote. Damane meet. Yes, into at the university, but wouldn't meet. Anong damaden, immature ben by Kupelko, Yanka damaden. If it is to engage them, look at the baccalaureate B and whatever in Balo within that time, Betam and Ben Balo, but including them and Binakwan in the morning or in the evening. So Betam and Chote, those 24 hours, who can low on that day, make sure be a tick. Be live to be managed by that by that checklist. He wrote that very good book, and really it is very useful. So it is easy to accomplish more. Kuna ini e pir jaj ba ka bana to hin men num duka be decide ko no loy ke ben every day nga yi loy ku ken damande e che ko yi puje jan ba ke ni the most important. You know, I did trust a level out of even all those points ke we have 3 points ke are the most important things that will take you there. So have a checklist every day. Could monitor that you are working with Jalkala categorize those tasks into 4. Must do task, should do task, nice to do task, and delegate. Now, alone is supposed to be around the law. Don't take a lot of time doing it. Delegate to somebody so that you use that time being something below. You know, byproducts. You know, Tracy wrote a lot, and about those things to do with byproducts. Anong daman de la to that ke daman ela don we ke chingi for example in la bala maktabich kulo yo la benyaliu kuino bungdu to kwene at that time. But daman de baya turn into something else. Daman is supposed to be ato ke chingi but turn into something else. I used to read in the in a bus. You see? Just from here to Konyo while waiting, you use that time. Must do task, should do task, nice to do, and we can minimize. And no koi ko gen daman di de nice to do task ake jor. Rale we report the whole day. Nice to do. But that nice in the next 10 years ka kine le to kor. Ranele we had delegation work support but delegated in much time touting. Ilone now is supposed to be around the law to buy more time to do more because I either paid or results, not on time. And that's why idea jam now at that time is money, yes. A good it translate well, but time is not really money. It results in the money. Now jalo work at the end, we spend almost 2 hours, who are paid. Who are paid a liquid after that? No. Meaning that I share time I change you know could you no go in the morning go that the one call go that you paid one denarius to in one the same amount of money because I results I paid. And that's why around ben class around go exam for 3 hours could 30 minutes after I change because the issue ten share time, the issue you low with time. So to be productive, maximize that time. Kubikri ben allocated. Kubik time to that. But you must do. You should do. You nice to do. Can you delegate? And what results do they produce? And if you do that, I think it will be okay. And that is what I also apply to myself.
Wow, that's good. Can you exhaust?
Not off camera because my little one are running around. I don't know if you can hear me. But would you give to young people, especially both women and men, who want to succeed, but they feel discouraged by their circumstances, the community, the country, or just they have negative mindset about the opportunities around them? What would be your U-turn message, and what is your final word to everyone that is watching today?
Okay, thank you. Briefly, discouragement is part of this success, show that you are moving forward. And so what you need to do in this case, focus on your strength. What you are good at should be your focus. Right? So if you consider yourself a lion, don't focus on the speed, don't focus on intelligence, focus on that strength. Then there it will minimize others. Then the second one, be in the company of those who will encourage you to move forward. If you are in the library, which is that environment of silence, environment matters a lot. Na ila among the people ranja warke gidi na chatem kwa chanwan le gidi na chatem kwa chanwan le na the success is just simple. People are trying and they are also, so you will also have that level of courage also to move on. And then you also celebrate your achievements. Celebrate, isn't it? Yes, celebrate that so that your brain has that level. Now you create a very big, very long journey just from here to Nimole. Kuchachob nisitu, you celebrate. Tell yourself that yes, that is good. We are now in Nisitu and we are moving. Your brain tells you that you are doing something, but I get in any you can that which other watch high school certificate man chan degree so I celebrate that level and move on. The last one, to be practical about discouragement, embrace the systematic approach where best is not the first product. The first product is that poor one. Then you refine it and it becomes better. Then you do it again and it becomes the best. So even with what you have, if you are in position and you have the method, whatever that has, and is able to give you that poor one, that is okay. That is what you can produce. Go back and refine the tools again. Get more knowledge, get the company of people to give you all that you want, and then produce the better one. And then go to the best so that you don't get discouraged. If you say, I want to produce that excellent, without skipping this, you will be overwhelmed by the amount of knowledge and the perfection and all the excellence that is needed to do that. Excellence is not simply a product. It is simply the results of the tools, the procedures, and the habits, and the knowledgeable mentors which are around you. That is simply a summation of that product. So it is a recognition of the output. Just when you produce that little one that you can even grade that this is poor, that is okay. I refine my tools, go and get the better products, and refine again and get that best. Then you will know that you are growing.
Wow, 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 wow. What a place to end this conversation. I would have loved to continue until 3 hours, but as you all know, knowledge I consume bit by bit. The way Gen engineer described it, we go level by level by level. So if I were to, to summarize or conclude this conversation, up to now 2 hours that we have been here, go and think, what are the three things Shakay learned from this conversation? What are the 1, 2, 3 things that you have taken away? You can, journal them on your own. You can post about them, or you can just share this video about them and caption what you have learned. 1, 2, 3. If someone does not have time to sit down and listen for 2 hours, what highlight what is your main takeaway from this? And for me and Kuri Juaj and Dorcas here, one a lot of takeaway. But because of time, we will not be able to, to share them. But maybe I'm not Query Juaj by year, maybe 1 second, because Query Juaj has been mentored by engineer for a very long time now. And I think it will be better for him to just, share one biggest lesson that he has learned by working close together with engineer. All of us need mentors in our life. And I believe engineer, after this show, maybe people will be reaching out to you, seeking for your counsel, your guidance, especially in the field that you are specializing in. So thank you for giving us the honor to share your wisdom, to share your experience, to share your knowledge with the community. You are a blessing to us, and I'm glad that in lecturer you are parting this knowledge that you talk about. So my internet is stable. So Query George, if you can summarize your takeaway, and then we'll close the show. That would be
amazing. Yeah. Shukran. Red engineer Thon. Daman di dun chagam ekole kulan pierche rogam. Anaran tung koi wen che ya privilege by yo anaran che Thon. Achal well when earlier. Kadang. Internship dia luai sukule jeten luai Diminti Computing Academy ten. So anaya mi da kaya ka kwan tilabia ka web development ko jala most of ngadi lab sessions ko jala C programming. So ayan kay ya loy ko ayan ya internship dia ten all about. So ka chala na PDA ko jala tan taw wan engineer ton ran when yin chal lui nom the user it. So acheran when le yo cham tok so yin chol ku cho yin chalo ke dang du no ba chu lo riedu chating ku lui guide ten when necessary. So ku ken yen ka kor pir ku yen ka kor pinam ache ba jo nyu kwa ye jeng yel vele ka wan yen jo la nyu ke dang tar vele bi ne ala be mi to ka dang ka ta wala le no ken. So ken achi to ken engineer to na ya kor chan ba ke dang ba knowledge du ba chu maximize. So kukai jo guy at hand. So era ampet a simple guy leba yo wan yen ko kel be in mentor ko be in bay gar the level duna wan korin dentin. So make take away the call lanien do ne ping a wel ka do ko cha lui pressurize a chan because when chin yar baloy chatting so ko danga ya dan na cha week so anang te ko gen ran ka week ko week achi right week a year jo evaluate ku barot ba tem a chan ba ba nyot so kana tawaya ku shukran red nong ko ci lui cái đằng ten ko we chu ke le jaret nyalik kana we so to na I guess abu ku ba bay ta ko bu ku ba jam solely on computer bu ku ba jam solely on cái đằng chol ngo mediocrity so ka ki be jo ya cái đằng so we chu ke le jaret ko nyalik kana we shukran
Thank you.
akwala I think imbe cái đằng ba jo bay to anen so kwa in lui network
I think I got no problem with network. But let's wait a bit. Just good or we see.
yeah.
Okay, I think na chakwa chiboka bugu because last last few times I jalwe in kurku ton wari na kiri support bi odi and bikin you today chipping. So I think wablu endi na ran kin nongo kin date that again you can watch the show and it's very great surely. And again, engineer Ton is highly welcome. This is our platform. And on topping the we feel like we need to put it out there for the youth is always welcome and can reach out to us. And again, when the general Kurelwela Bungo local to talk on uh, technology and computer field at large to open our eyes and they using the community yung software deal ku naran couple of software to be new because when for me I'm one of the people that when I'm asked what are you doing with a computer, people will just be like, "Yan kija dia jam ya ke loy 6 months and 1 year." So people don't know this is really a great feeling. We really need to come and talk about it and say that the young one that are still in high school should know this is really a great field. If they have interest there, they should really choose it, knowing that this is one of the highest good career out there.
So shukran ko bye bye nalik kana wa
Anchal?
Oh,
Yeah, bye.
thank you, guy.
Bye. Next time.
Bye.